Now you should hear me. Let me know. Do you hear me now? Okay, thank you. Technical issues solved. Thank you for joining. Sorry for all the technical issues. I'm not a YouTuber. How's everybody doing? How is everybody doing? Hi Eyal, hi Jonathan. Tzachi, Shai, Avi. Thank you very much for joining. You here? Let's see if you see the screen. 1 second. I need to learn how to manage all these things. I'm still new at this, so thank you very much for taking part of this experiment with me. Okay, let's begin. We have the 15 minutes over here, trying to bounce off the 43.90. We'll do it fast. We have the 4 hours. First, for those who don't know me, Tamir from FIBONACCI-Traders.com. This is my screen. This is how I watch the screen almost 24/7. I live in China, which means I'm starting to work, I'm starting to trade 9:30 p.m. China time. I work every day until 4 a.m. China time. This is my choice. I'm a full-time trader, doing it for 7 years. Full-time trading using Fibonacci, trend lines, and of course pure price action, candlestick analysis. You have all the more information in the description below. Here we have, this is my main screen. We have the futures 15 minutes, we have the futures 4 hours, we have SPY 15 minutes, and we have the SPY 65 minutes. I use the 65 minutes because 6 candles of 65 minutes will give me full day. If you go to the 60 minutes, the last candle is always 30 minutes. It's not a full hour. So we use the 65 minutes. And as you can see, we have a trend line holding for now the higher lows. We have a trend line and the SPY, this small wick that you see here, is this 15 minutes, the last candle of the last 15 minutes. 1 second. Let me know that everybody has this link. Let me just post it on YouTube. Sorry for that once again. Twitter, if you're not following me on Twitter, this is my Twitter, Tamir Tico 2110. Follow me. I post daily swing ideas. I post day trading ideas. You're also welcome to join Fibonacci Traders Discord. You are welcome to check the Fibonacci Traders Playlist Academy. 25 videos or more. on the technical side and on the mental side, the psychology behind trading. So take a look at this playlist before you take any other course or mentorship. Now, let's go quickly review on the SPY and Friends. SPY yesterday closed at the 438. Now, pre-market almost without any move. For the 432 needs to hold. Otherwise, we are heading towards, in my opinion, the 423. Don't forget today, after the bell, we have Nvidia's earnings. I will do it quick. So, everyone, or if you like, you can ask any questions. QQQ 360 to the downside now needs to hold. Otherwise, we are heading towards the 354. Below it 337 and this gap at the 333. Dow Jones also closed 0.5% red, as you can see. 3 consecutive days, 345 to the upside. Very tough resistance. Why? Because it was a resistance over here. Nothing is random in price action. Everything has a Y. Y price. Next support will be the 341. Look left. Resistance. Tough resistance. So by natural things for price action, 341. Expecting a very important level of support. Below it, 338 and then 331 to the downside. IWM. Basically. Hi Micha. Good to see you here. After this live, I will take notes from the master of lives, Micha Stocks. 185 to the upside, 181 to the downside. We have left shoulder, head. If this goes and failing to break above the 190, we will have the right shoulder and then 176 to the downside. Be prepared for both sides. Never be biased. Bears short term are in control. Bitcoin moving sideways, 26,500 to the upside, 25k to the downside. Below it, we are heading towards this white trend line together with this 22k to the downside. Ethereum, same thing. 1644 needs to hold. Otherwise, we can see here double top on Ethereum. If this double top will get validated, we are heading towards the 14 and 1260. Crude oil breaking down. Got rejected a few days ago by this massive resistance. Now breaking to the downside. 77.90 is next. Below it, we are heading back to 74. SOXX waiting for Nvidia's earnings. Nothing much. Breaking below this trend line, and we have here a gap at the 461. Below it, we are heading towards the gap at the 433. Good reactions for Nvidia's earnings, and in my opinion, for 540 and then 585 and 650 by the end of 2023. And of course, everything you see and hear is only my opinion. Everything you see and hear is my opinion. Always do your own due diligence. Never follow blindly anyone on social media. And it doesn't matter how many followers or subscribers they have. Apple trying to bounce. We have the red line, the 170, 171 to the downside. There's a very important level of support. Below it, 167. Let's see continuation towards 181. Nvidia, nothing much. We are waiting for earnings. Bad reaction, 375 to the downside, in my opinion, once again. Good reaction, this white trend line together with the 561 to the upside, not in one move, but in the coming days. Tesla, we have this small gap to the downside at the 217. In my opinion, this gap must get filled before the next leg up. We are still in an uptrend on the long term. Short term, same as the rest of the market, since middle of July, we are in a retracement. Bulls are not here yet. Bears are in control. And Tesla also. And Microsoft. Let's see Microsoft if my internet will work today. Microsoft try to bounce now. 322 needs to hold, otherwise we are back to the 311. As we can see, look left, since middle of July, bears are in control on Microsoft. Google trying. We don't even need Fibonacci. We have short-term trend line holding as the resistance for the lower highs. We have long-term purple trend line since March holding the higher lows. Price action is getting tighter and tighter on Google. Be prepared for both sides breaking below this purple trend line. 122 to the downside, this gap will get filled. You want to know where price might be heading next, then you can take Fibonacci. Now, as you can see, Fibonacci gives us the 130, 131 area. Very tough resistance above it, 134. Above it, we have all the levels to the upside. Below this purple trend line, we have all the levels to the downside. AMD also. Let's see what AMD will do after Nvidia's earnings. It will affect all the semis. Nvidia, for now, red trend lines helps us to identify short-term downtrend. Long-term, we have this white trend line, helps us to identify the higher lows. Trend lines are the roadmap for future price action. If you are trading on the longer term, all you need to do is look on this white trend line, and as long as AMD is above this white trend line, you're good to go. But if you're not long yet on AMD, short term, no long position, because red trend lines shows us that for now AMD is going to the downside. Let's go back to the futures. We had a question, what's the difference between the futures and the SPY? Futures runs 24/7, almost 24/7. It starts Sunday midnight, if I'm not mistaken, until Friday very late. It's 24 around the clock. SPY 6.5 hours. So this is why I always look on the futures, because futures don't have any gaps. Full candles, we can do here the 60 minutes, and here 60 minutes or 60 minutes. We don't need the 65. As you can see, no gaps. Go back, you will not have any gaps. Now what we see here on the 1 hourly, swing low, swing high, 44, tough resistance. Now let's see where futures are going. We have higher highs, higher lows, but this is a new lower high. Breaking below the 43.80, we are heading back towards the 43.70 and then 43.35. Any questions? I hope you press the like, subscribe, share with your friends, will be much appreciated. DKNG. Let's see DKNG. If my internet today will work. DKNG. First, if you're a swing trader, first look at the weekly. Always zoom in, zoom out to get a better point of view of price action. If you're swing trading, all you care about is the weekly and the daily. 4 hours maybe, but below the 4 hours, you don't care. So DKNG, what do we see here? We can take Fibonacci. Swing low, swing high. Now 26, as you can see, Fibonacci gives us all the support and resistance that we need. We drew Fibonacci, look at this, we drew Fibonacci from swing low to swing high. Fibonacci gave us this 2640 area, very tough resistance, now becoming support. Below it, we have all the levels to the downside. If you want to go long, if you're not long yet, I would wait for a break above 29.70. We have a gap over here. If you are long on the Kenji, depends where you entered, where you bought, and then you can use Fibonacci levels as your stop loss. NIO, just from my head, nothing much on NIO. Let's see what happened to the internet today. Maybe I call the China authorities. Maybe not. Prefer not. NIO, short term, downtrend. Let's see. We take Fibonacci, swing low, swing high, wait. Before Fibonacci, you don't need even Fibonacci. All you need is to train your eyes to look left and look for support and resistance areas. If it's hard on you, on candles, you can go to line chart. What do we see? Here, support. Here, resistance. Resistance. That was resistance over here. That was a very important level of support over here, which means 990 area is a very important level of support. This one here is the resistance. We have here support, below. Now we can go back to, and voila. This is not magic, this is only technical analysis. Below 1050, we are heading towards 990. Below it, 886. Long continuation, a weekly close above 1112, 1120, and then maybe we are heading back up. But for now, if you want, you can take Fibonacci. It makes things much easier. Above 1160, then we are heading towards 1250. MU, AI. If you can write in English, it will be much appreciated. It will help for those who don't understand Hebrew. Please write in English. Let's check AI. Internet not working well. AI. What do we see here? High, lower high, low, lower low, which means retracement, which means downtrend. 30, 50, holding, held here, resistance, resistance. Once you understand the full potential of candlestick analysis together with trend lines, we have a trend line over here, and Fibonacci levels, you can become your own indicator. You don't need to ask anyone what to do, what to buy, what to sell, where to put your stop. Now, below 350, we are heading towards this crossroads between the 50% retracement and this trend line. Below this trend line, we are heading back, very steep downtrend towards 21 and 66. If you want to go long on AI, I would wait for a break above 2-3 days above the 36, because as you see, 36 very important level of support. So by natural things of price action, this area will become very tough resistance. So wait for 2 or 3 days above this area. AHS. Let's see HAS. And the weekly. We can take the weekly and the daily. If my internet. So what do we see here? We have a trend line. Steep trend line got broken. Now, basically moving sideways, we have the 62. We can take this. We have the 62 to the downside. As you can see, support from resistance. Look at the daily. From resistance to support. Now, if you want to go long, this should be your stop loss. The 62.60, maybe 62.50, a little bit below it. So you won't get this wick to the downside, and then it will throw you and move back up. And if you can see on the daily, you have trend line. This trend line, I think we're back. I think we're back, guys. Yeah, sorry for that. Now imagine I need to trade with this kind of internet. Just imagine. Yeah, I know. Internet today, not so stable, but I hope you got the idea on AHS. Yeah, I will try, Micha, I will try. I don't know what happened today. So, before we will lose, let's see Dell. Yeah. Okay, sorry for that. We have some technical issues with the internet. Let's see if we can get Dell over here. Dell daily. Let's see what it says. Dell, we have uptrend line, holding the higher low, the higher lows since March. You want to go short, you need 2-3 days below this trend line. As long as this trend line is holding, we are good to go for long. We can take Fibonacci, swing low, swing high, and you have all the levels to the downside and all the levels to the upside. So, if no more questions, guys, thank you very much. I hope you find this live informative and helpful. Thank you very much for bearing with me with all these technical issues. Hit the like, subscribe, check the links in the description below, and until the next video, do good things.